Yeah, I'm back again, and it's always great to share some ideas. This diaspora network. Please, it's time to share some thoughts and know what's happening, and kindly, like, share, and make comments. Okay, this be an interactive session. I want to be like a kind of interactive. Okay, a kind of interactive session. Let's do it that way. Okay, so if you have a question, you can ask any question. You can make it as contribute rather too also. Okay, is how it is. I will still good to be back after all the stress of the hacking, and we pray it will not happen again. All right, we pray it will not happen again. That's our prayer. I pray it will not happen again. Anyway, today Peter Obi and the BABA-AHMED campaign organization clear the air of what the expensive, the campaign money and everything, and they promise to to use external auditor to audit the account. Okay, I will play that. Let's just listen to the press statement from Peter Obi, His Excellency, and other people. Then with the crisis about Rocket the Labour Party, we'll play that one too also. Let's hear it, and then let's see how it is. Please, as you watch, can you like, share? And I said before, please kindly subscribe to YouTube channel. There's a YouTube channel, okay? Kindly subscribe to it, because last time when this page was hacked, it was somehow to conclude people. So to be great, you subscribe to the YouTube channel and also follow us on our TikTok, okay? That would be great, please. So I posted it on the platform, the YouTube channel. Please kindly follow us, okay? So now let's go straight. Let's listen to Peter Obi and his team, what they have to say regarding the campaign fundraising. Okay, because we need integrity. We need accountability, or rather, okay, we trust his excellency. So let's just listen to him. All right.
Engagement and support of what is happening in their country today. Let me start today by most sincerely express heartfelt gratitude to all those who supported us in 2023 election, especially the youth and first-time voters who sacrificed everything, despite all the obstacles, distractions, and everything, to support what we're doing, believing in the possibility of a new Nigeria. Today is the beginning of our financial accountability, especially the crowdfunding managed by a team led by Aisha Yusuf. And she's 1,000 will follow up after her presentation. Thank you for your support.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much, everyone. Good morning, gentlemen of the press. I always want to add lady, but it's total like just this. Okay, you want me to hold on a bit?
Or can I move? Can she come here? No, she can come here and I'll put it. Okay. Okay. Is it okay now?
That's what it is. Thank you.
So she will go out.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, gentlemen of the press. It's an honor being here, standing here, and representing the fundraising team. We had a campaign crowdfunding where Nigerians were asked to donate to the campaign of BABA-AHMED campaign for the 2023 election. Today we are having that campaign fundraising report presentation. Accountability and transparency is very critical and it's very important. And at any time that we ask people to donate and they do so willingly, it's very important for us to come back to them and show them how their monies were judiciously used. The mandate of the crowdfunding fundraising team was as follows. His Excellency Peter Obi gave the following mandates to the team, and that was to raise funding from Nigerians using the campaign's official accounts and ensure funds are judiciously used to support the presidential campaign of His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. For this particular presentation that we are doing today, we are specifically concerned about the BABA-AHMED campaign, for which there were accounts, 4 accounts that were used. These accounts are were accounts in Zenith Bank, Heritage Bank, Globus Bank, and also Sterling Bank. They were made public by His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, and citizens were asked to donate as generously as they wanted to. At this juncture, we must say we thank everyone that donated in cash and kind. It's not been easy, especially with the kind of mindset we have in this country where we don't think as citizens we are supposed to donate. But indeed, citizens came out and they put their monies where their votes are, and they were ready to use their money and not wait for, as usually we see in our climate, for the candidate to be the one bringing in that money. And for that, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. We go on to the activity and resource report. Donations from citizens, we received 595 million naira, 976,994 naira. This is the amount that were raised in these 4 bank accounts that we talked about. I know there have been reports out there that there were billions of naira that were raised, some even say hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, we hope we'll see those monies, and if there are people out there that can help us track those monies, we would want to see them. But what we received specifically was this particular amount, 500, let me repeat it once again, 595 million naira, 976,000 naira, 994 naira. We also received 800 million naira from the candidate himself. And I know some might wonder, how did we know that these monies were from the candidate? How were we able to differentiate? These were monies that were put in by the candidate that were going to be used to pay for the polling agents. So we knew that they came in 4 tranches of 200 million naira each, and that was what gave a total of 800 million naira from the candidate. We designed a strategic blueprint focused on channeling the movement's energy to support His Excellency Peter Obi and BABA-AHMED's election in collaboration with different support groups. Remember, we had a lot of support groups and we worked together with them. We provided direct and indirect support to over 100 support groups across all 36 states in Nigeria. Also mobilized and supported over 100,000 grassroots across 36 states in Nigeria. We also deployed media-related campaigns that reached over 11 million people, leveraging over 40 radio stations, community outreaches, and social media. We would have loved to have used television and all of that, but because of our financial constraint, and we're very mindful of being judicious in our usage of the funds that we receive and being able to reach more people. So we limited what we had to just radio. So out of all of this thing, campaign materials worth 268 million naira, 374,330 naira were procured and distributed across the 36 states and also Abuja. Media and radio broadcasting cost was about 16 million naira, 422,867 naira. Election promotion expenses, we had 10,808,948 naira that we use for election promotion expenses. For polling unit agents, we spent 324 million naira, 381,700. And then we had bank charges, of course. The banks didn't warehouse the monies for us for free, and we had to pay 1,750,544 naira for bank charges. We also had administrative charges, which were 477,000 naira. We deployed 744,500,000 to cover legal expenses. And then campaign and election activities, we had another 28,500,000 naira. Let me just piggyback on the issue of legal fees. Remember what I said earlier, we had 800,000 that was brought in by the candidate himself. We did, 800 million, thank you so much for that correction. We had 800 million that was paid, given by the candidate himself. And so we were supposed to use that to pay. We had about 1.something billion earmarked to pay for the polling unit agents. So earmarked to pay for the polling unit agents. And then when we got to that towards the election, there were some materials, of course, that we couldn't produce. A good number of the materials were produced by most of the producers here. We have the team lead, he will take on that. We'll come to him very shortly, but I just need to give this background explanation. And so some monies came in when it's like a week to election. They have 2 weeks to election, so we couldn't produce any of those campaign materials, and we made the decision that we're going to put some of that money from the public, put it towards payment of polling unit agents. This is still part of the election expenses, and this is what our citizens had donated towards. So when we did all of that, we found out that the agents that we had, the amounts that we had to pay for them, we had some left over, and so the candidate himself now asked on the way that this monies were paid for legal fee. So that's why you see the legal fee being high up there. So at this moment, I'm going to call on the team lead in terms of our procurement, on how the steps that we took to ensure that every penny was judiciously used in a way that we're able to get the most material that we can. So at this moment, I call on Mr. Secretary.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Excellency, for giving us the opportunity to serve you, Nigerians. Very much. Thank you.
Papa, est-ce que les vaches ont aussi le droit de jouer?
Sorry, we'll be back just now, okay? Let's just, sorry for that break transmission. Okay, we'll be back right now again, okay?
Excellency, for this opportunity, and to Nigerians who entrusted us with your resources, I want to say thank you as well. Comrade Aisha has given us a breakdown in regards to how we spent the resources that were entrusted to us. But what I want to basically buttress is the philosophy that guided how we manage these resources. Because it's important that the resources that were given to us, we manage them judiciously and ensure that they delivered on the real reason why Nigerians gave us those resources. So the first thing we did was that we adopted a merit-based procurement process designed to ensure that we get value for money. So we put out a call for vendors within the movement, people who have invested a lot, use their resources to support the campaign without being paid. It was a major criteria. People who have put so much into the campaign and they were professionals in what they do. We asked them to send their bids, and we had a committee of people who observed several bids, and then we had a framework that we adopted to arrive at the vendors that we used in delivering some of these materials across different areas of the campaign. Then the next thing we did was that we adopted a skeptical approach to fund requests designed to ensure funds are used judiciously. So beyond just people giving us their codes and requests for funds and everything, we asked questions, we were critical, figured out their business structure, how they were running, their capacity. We wanted to ensure that we leverage resources wisely, and I'm proud to say that, and the team is proud to say that, of the different vendors that we engaged on across different tasks, delivered exceedingly well. They delivered based off of the resources that were given to them. Then we also adopted a framework to ensure disbursed funds were used judiciously. Very important. We want to ensure that when we give resources to vendors, people who work on the project, that they use these funds judiciously. We adopted that process. Then fund disbursements were made with approval from His Excellency and to other signatories to provide constant oversight. So whatever decision we took in terms of disbursing funds, we are made with the full acknowledgement of His Excellency and also signatories to the account. So no funds left the account without the approval of His Excellency, so as to provide constant oversight. Now, conflict of group interest rules were established to ensure decisions on fund disbursement are made based on value and merit. It was very important to ensure that there were no conflict of interest. So you find a situation whereby members of the procurement team, key decision makers, had no role in terms of, there were no conflict of interest. What do I mean by conflict of interest? It was a policy that monies would not flow into private accounts, but would flow into business accounts. And no member of the official team in any way had any access to whatever funds they were disbursed. It was very important to ensure there were no conflict of interest. So we made decisions based off of the merit as opposed to any conflict of interest. So that was a core philosophy powered by the virtues and values that His Excellency stands for. That the values is true for influenced how we disperse our assignment. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Senchu, for that.
Well, what's more, thank you. I have to call this process, which I'm sure I'll follow up due course in other areas, because we've come to the end of this exercise. It is now time to come to those who supported us, be able to brief them. We're also going to commend and thank you for to express our gratitude and continue in doing the right thing for Nigeria, because you can't just say it's only when you're in office that you're going to do the right things. It is something that you have to do continuously. Thank you.
Okay. Is there? You came the last time. Okay. Okay. You yield the mic to him. You want to start? Okay, just wait again, just give them.
Anyone that wants to speak can please go behind.
Okay. Good morning, His Excellency, and the team, my colleagues here. I am Abure. I report for Niger Blitz News, an online news portal where we update events per second. Now, this is a very good, I would say it's transparent to an extent. Nigerians have been waiting, to know, been following up, to know how this money is spent, especially with the trust they have, with Pure. This is for Nigeria. My concern is the diaspora contributions. That would be another period where the money is realized, from Nigerians in the diaspora would also, because they would also want to know if monies came in, how was it utilized judiciously, and to know where further support will come upon. And I believe that that's the next step, because that will be the next conversation that will start happening, because people will start talking. So would like to know monies that came in from diaspora and how it was expanded. Very, very great work.
Okay. Let me.
Yeah, you want me to?
Okay. Let me start. First is that, like Aisha mentioned, there's been all sorts of comments and allegations. In fact, one of the people mentions we received about $150 million. Let me categorically state it. Now, all the funds received directly and directly from that is not up to one, it's about not up to 1% of what is mentioned. And this, some of it are part of what have been exchanged and given to Aisha. We actually going to go to the various people who supported us in diaspora to say thank you and tell them what was realized. And we also are going to put an information out there that whoever knows where funds are supposed to have been remitted to help us trace and get that. But know that people are claiming we received about $150 million, and as 30 years, we haven't seen 1%. And I stand for anybody to dispute or prove that.
Okay, let's follow up.
Yeah.
You ask question, please. You are not please.
Excellency, yeah, this is a move in the right direction. But you see, as you are doing this for your campaign organization, what becomes of the party? There are so many allegations. And somehow you have not spoken. Abure, the chairman, has been accused of stealing money, even Aisha herself was accused. So, what is your comment to that?
What we're doing today is distant and completely separate from the party and the party fund. We're just dealing strictly with OBI campaign fund. And I've told everybody that whatever we received, directly, indirectly, from somebody, will be accounted for transparently. For the party, I'm a member of the party, and they have chosen to say I'm the leader. What we need to do in the party, and I discussed it with the leadership, is that we must now appoint a reputable audit firm to audit and be able to deal with the accounting of the party. When I'm involved with anywhere money is, it must be transparently right. So there's the allegation, account allegation now, that must be thoroughly investigated and verified. and we reconcile it. I know exactly what we're doing. That is for the party. What we're doing here is accounting for the campaign. And I'm using the opportunity also to appeal to various support groups or individuals and parties that receive some form of funding to support what we're doing, which we're very grateful to account those they receive it from. Because there's some people who supported some support groups, there's some people who, even abroad, who collected money and said they're going to use it to work in the north and everything. We were not stringent that everything you collect must come to us. But we want whatever is collected to be accounted for. That's why we appeal to the public. If you think this happening and everything, let us know.
Thank you so much. Because I just saw part of the question was also directed at me on the issue of allegation of monies being misappropriated. So the first thing is that every donation that we collected on the OBI BABA-AHMED campaign were paid directly into the campaign account. And I can categorically state here, there is no Nigerian, living or dead, who gave Aisha Yusufu a single kobo. Not at all. Even His Excellency that we're doing anything for would not give us anything to collect. He had to pay into his account. So for us, we're very strict. I'm sure you heard what Mr. Century did talk about. We're very strict in terms of ensuring that everything, we're skeptical. We put ourselves on the line and ensure that every dime that was collected was paid into it. Just to give a little bit of an experience, there were some people who wanted to give monies directly and I didn't collect. There were some who even reported me to His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obisity, right there. So there is no money, but if there's anyone that has any money somewhere, please, we really want to let them come forward. We love that.
Thank you.
Okay. So, sir, I need to add, because the splinter group of the Labour Party have accused you, which you have answered a part of that question, that you're going to appoint a reputable firm to investigate the party fund. Now, I want to add, why do you have to wait up to this time to account for the fund that were used during campaign? As at the time you came into the party, it's just like a win, and the party never expected that such kind of supporters is going to come to the Labour Party, and that's what was done. And then there has to be crisis that a lot of members of the executive, they fall out of that camp. And today we have another one accusing. She was part of, I asked her the question, she was part of the executive, but now she has fallen. She's telling us that about 3.5 billion were realized during the 2023 elections. So why did you have to stay? Because they have accused you of concealing corruption in the Labour Party. Thank you.
So a follow-up to that, that is Mr. Opara. She was categorical that you attended some of the meetings where she raised this issue as the national leader of the party, and that it was not resolved. And when the Labour Party officials were asked, they said they were not going to talk about it because it involved you. So from what she said,
they were not going
to talk about it.
Because it involves me.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the true side of this one.
Thank you very much. Let me start by what you say. Why do I have to wait till now? You're talking about the Labour Party issue.
Yes.
I want us to again understand we have two distinct positions. You're talking about Labour Party, am I right? Labour Party account. I don't think I was said, am I right?
Treasurer. Yes.
Yes, that's the Labour Party. I don't think I waited too long. The election was conducted when? February last. Thereafter, we went into litigation, which ended up in November. So I couldn't have been going to court and be talking about Labour Party accounts. And after ending that, we're in December. which is when we started even recovering from all the activities of being in campaign from 2022, ending in end of 2023. And we're just in first quarter of 2024. I don't think this has happened before. Would anybody in Nigeria counting this quick? Tell me one. In Nigeria, we're used to blaming those who want to do the right thing and leaving those who have been doing the wrong thing over the years. We're now accounting immediately within the first quarter of 2024. I remember when the case ended last year, I said, in 2024, we'll spend it going around to talk and everything. And we just started the process. I could have been calling auditors last year. We're now going to call them and everything. And again, like I said, this is not, I'm not involved in the party accounting. I'm not part of the party management. If you know how party function, the party is being run by elected executives of the party for national working committee to that, which I'm not signatory. Even the account campaign and everything, I'm not signatory to any. I'm not signatory to any group account. Everything is being managed. The one people gave me, I paid it into one account or the other, which was problematic. Because I know there will be a database. And I assure you, we will account for everything. That's why we are calling on every member of the public, local, international, and everything, who have a lead to where he thinks these billions and millions were paid into or given to somebody cash. And I must say, thank you to Aisha, because what she said here is, you know, about people who have come to me and said, oh, we went to Aisha to give her this money, said she doesn't want to take money. I will always say to them, well, listen, pay for this for us. Pay for people actually supporters was more in kind than in cash. Because we have people who pay for our logistics, transport, flights, this, that, paid. Which we're very grateful. And we're going to go to them to say thank you. What is important? For the labor one, I've told you how we're going to solve it. We're not going to solve it by saying, she said, he said. We now have an independent person who will tell us which way forward.
Thank you very much.
The second part of it, that you are involved in some meetings.
Oh, well, listen, of course, this year, I've had meetings. I've been in a meeting where she says so, and I've directed them, I appealed to them to go and resolve it. You know, I guess I did. I directed them, say, please go and resolve this. You know, but today is a public domain, and the public, we all the public, as a transparent person, I don't stay around where issue of funds either mismanaged or embezzled is being discussed. I was governor for 8 years, and I said it when I left that office. I still say it every day, opportunity. I left $150 million and something billion naira, which I was known that there's nobody holding gun for me to do that. And that the same thing is what we're doing here.
Yeah, I just want some clarification on this diaspora funding of donations. If I had His Excellency correctly, you did say that some of the donations were part of the 800 million that you sent.
Yes.
To Ash. That's one. And then two, you also talked about the fact that what was received was not up to 1% of the 150 million dollars.
It is not up to 150 million, 1%. Remember, I want you to put it there.
Yeah, it's a percentage. I want to know. Are there specific figures?
It's not up to 1%. You know. No, when figures are that you can have people who may be a group of this, they can tell you this group sending maybe $50,000. You know, so it's not but the most important is for you to understand that the magnitude of the claim, I said it's not up to 1%, probably under $1 million, if at all.
And put together is what you channeling?
No, I said part of it. Because some actually came in kind again. But I would cut as donation. Some people brought some, they pay, you can say, oh, you're doing this. Why don't you pay for this for us? We're looking for somebody who has done maybe t-shirts for us and everything. People, we had more support in kind than in cash. You know, we had all the various support. We are counting here Elijah on his crowdfunding. And he told you what they received, because it is in crowdfunding that people say we receive 200 billion. Yeah. They don't want to know the account where the monies are paid into, because people might have opened the account in their name unknown to us. Yes. So we're not giving you, so those who paid the billions can say, this money is in this account bank, and we'll go there and locate it. Because there's nothing possible the way things are in this country. Somebody must have opened an account in our name or in anything. And
last question, please.
We'll continue with this is what I call integrity, accountability, or rather. Okay? We'll continue with it. I just want us to watch it. It shows when the public is public fund, so they need to explain it. So I'm happy they are they're explaining it, and I'm so happy that's supposed to be. That shows a good leader, good leadership, man. He's lead by example, and he's doing it. So that's what we wanted for the country. Let's watch. Let's continue watching, please. God bless you.
Oh, you don't have I don't know. Sir, this is, like you said, perhaps the first time that this is happening for a major political party. Are you also going to ask the other two persons who contested with you, the two major candidates, to also do the same thing?
please, we are strictly doing our own business.
Okay, perhaps just say one from my side, sir. There have been a lot of talks about opposition candidates forming a merger in order to, you know.
Yes,
No. Please, we want to report.
It's not always easy to get you.
I will avail myself, you are my friends.
Yes.
Take it that you have me now. I will avail myself in the shortest possible time, because it's important that we talk about the state of the nation. Today I want us to talk about this,
Please.
and I want you to accompany us. I hope that accompany us when we're going to talk about issue of one of the most critical areas of development. You know, this week is from Sunday actually today is like week of the sick, talking about health. So I want us to visit maybe a primary health care center and see how things are. And then I can make about comments about budget support, budget for funding, health sector, and then we'll take it from there.
Thank you very much.
So you will look for me.
Thank you, sir. This help us with the point. No, you know, for and also people see on channels, so it's not already. It was live on channels.
No.
Yes. I say so. No, I actually told you that. Sorry, sir. I told you.
No,
It's live, sir.
It's fine.
It's live. Everything you said will be like. You like?
It's fine.
It was not fair.
Even okay. Actually shows your transparency, so it's fine.
It was in a meeting.
We will report that
Okay.
I thought they are your friend.
Wow. That is transparency, guys. And that's what we want. We want even the nation. They should be transparent, okay? Transparent, man. And let's continue to pray for our country. I will say that right, our prayer for our country, to have people that will be accountable for citizens. Okay? And Labour Party, please, this video of yesterday of Labour Party crisis, actually accusing Abure. Abure was on air today with how do you call them? Arise TV. Let's watch the interview of Abure, what he had to say on defending the accusation leveled against him by the National Treasurer. Okay, let's listen to them. Let's listen to them. Let's see what he need to say, what he really need to say to defend himself. Okay, we all need to be accountable for what we do. That's important. We all need to be accountable for what all we do. You cannot just think you have the right to the account of maybe of a party of anything and just do anything you want to do. Accountability is important because it's people's money, okay? And you have to answer to the people, okay? So let's see what will happen to this Labour Party with their money, with the campaign and the money. Let's watch them. But it's good like this. I mean, as that woman spoke out, I heard she has been suspended. Anyway, we will see to it. We will see to it. We will see to it. Okay. Let's listen to the Arise TV crew. What they need to say, right?
Chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure, has been involved in serial criminality when it comes to the running of the party, has been suspended. Oluchi Okpara, who made a claim on Tuesday in an interview on the morning show, also alleged that Abure had tried to induce her with gifts in the form of cash, a car, and a new house. But she had refused the items given to her as she wanted to stand up for what is right in the party. The treasurer went on to claim that Abure has not given her the authority to act in her capacity as the national treasurer of the Labour Party.
We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 or more meetings regarding this issue. And in each of these meetings, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi was present at the meeting. And he has tried, in fairness to him, to intervene. But again, because Abure feels he owns the party, he doesn't listen to anybody, he has tried to make him see reasons why I should be allowed to do my work, my job. For me to even receive a lot. For me to know when money comes in and when money goes out. After each meeting, the national chairman will be like, oh, okay, that things will come out right. But yet, nothing has changed for 7 months. And my colleagues are out there saying that I'm trying to do this and that because I'm being sponsored. No. And I even laugh when the National Pop Sec came out to say because I'm asking for one of this. Let me state it here, that Abure has tried to induce me with cash. I refused. He came to my house with a car gift. I refused. He offered me a new house. I refused. I want the right thing to be done. Let me bring change in my own time.
Okay.
Let it be on ground that I'm fighting for the right thing.
Okay.
I want to be that woman that will speak up for the right thing to be done.
Joining us now on the morning show for a right of reply is Julius Abure, Chairman, Labour Party. National Chairman, Labour Party, Julius Abure, thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me on the morning show today. I appreciate you for giving me this privilege and this opportunity to be here to do very few remarks and few responses to some of the allegations made by the National Treasurer, the estranged Treasurer of our party.
Okay, thank you also for joining us. Well, as they say, the thing speaks for itself. You know what the allegations are. Before now, spokesperson of the party, Obio, I tried to speak on your behalf. One of the things that Oluchi Okpara said when she was on this show is that, no, Obio or any other person cannot speak for you. That what she's demanding is accountability, that you should speak for yourself. And now you are here, and we hope that you will address all the issues she has raised, including the allegation that you used party funds, money paid for forms, money collected during by-election to buy houses for yourself in Nigeria and also overseas. So you may speak. We listen.
Well, first and foremost, I need to make it abundantly clear that I'm the first national chairman of the party to be able to, that I've been able to make and ensure that we have financial records in the office. Before my assumption of office as national chairman of the party, which was in 2021, there was no financial records in the office. Oluchi Opara has been the national treasurer of the party from 2014 to date. I will challenge her to bring all her records from 2014 that she became national treasurer to 2021 before I assumed office as the national chairman of the party. Today, as we speak, there's an accountant in the office. All the books of accounts are opened. The cash book, all the vouchers, receipt of payment, all available in the office, including all the bank statements are all available in the office. I must make it clear that I have never at any point in time stopped or prevented Oluchi Opara from carrying out her duties as national treasurer of the party. What is her duties? If you look at our party constitution, Article page 28 is very clear that the responsibility of the national treasurer of the party is, number one, to receive monies and then pay same immediately to the party accounts. Today, it's no longer invoked for monies to be paid to the treasurer who will pay into the account. People do direct transfers, and all these resources, all this money enter the party account directly. The second role of the national treasurer is to compile financial reports and then present to the House. The third function of national treasurer is to co-sign checks with me, and I have the right to sign checks with either the national secretary or the national treasurer of the party. I need to make it very clear that at no point have I stopped the national treasurer from performing her duties. I have some few checks here, photocopies of checks that I signed with the national treasurer in recent times. They are all here and they are very visible. I decided to make a few samples of it. This is the signature of Oluchi Opara signing checks with me last year. Some of these checks were in June, some were in July, signed by me and Opara as the national treasurer of the party. Some were signed in August, some in December. All these are available, and I'm sure that as soon as I leave this studio, I will use your platform to display so that you can have it. I have never at any point in time prevented her from doing or performing her duties. In June, when it was time for us to compile our records, abundantly we wrote to all the banks of all our banks, Fidelity Bank, Zenith Bank, named them, and we directed the bank that she should be obliged with all the statements of accounts to enable her compile whatever records she wanted to compile. I must state here clearly that those records are available in the office. But when it became apparent that she needed those records, we immediately obliged the bank. We immediately wrote to the bank, and these are all the letters we wrote to the bank to send all the bank statements to her so that she can go ahead to compile all her records. At no time have we stopped Oluchi from performing her functions as the national treasurer of the party. I must also put on record here that it is not true that she said the party have collected over 3.5 billion. I need to make it abundantly clear that we already have audited reports made by a certified auditor of the party. The party has an external auditor who has reviewed all the records, and we have all the audited statements of accounts from 2022 to 2023.
Okay.
All these records are available. The audited statement of accounts is here. I have them here. The total money in summary that entered the party between 2022 and now is 1,300,000,000. Nothing more, nothing less. We also got 700 million, which were the campaign funds that went straight to the campaign organization for the campaigns. I didn't know, and I cannot reconcile where she got the 3.5 billion that she talked about. I want to challenge her that she should make the records available where she arrived at the sum of 3.5 billion as money generated during the election.
Mr. Abure, let me come in here. Okay, so thank you very much for coming to respond to some of the very weighty allegations made by Madam Oluchi Okpara, treasurer, until yesterday when the party suspended her for 6 months. Perhaps that's why you refer to her as estranged. I have some questions around. I'm sure you watched the interview yesterday. But the first thing I wanted to say was, yes, after yesterday's meeting, the National Working Committee said that what was in your account was 2.1 billion, as opposed to the 2 billion you just mentioned, because you said 1.3 billion, then 700,000 naira for campaign funds. That's making 2 billion. But what was said yesterday was 2.1 billion. So maybe to check that in terms of aligning with what the statement that was made yesterday. Sorry, let me just ask my questions. Yeah, because what was said was different. It was 2.1 billion. You just said 2 billion. Now, in terms of what she mentioned, number one, on her suspension, she says that she missed the flight that was meant to face the disciplinary committee. Why was that hasty decision made, despite the fact that she made an allegation? What would be assumed to naturally progress from that would be an investigation to either verify her claims or to debunk her claims. But what happened yesterday was a swift response by the National Working Committee and the Disciplinary Committee to suspend her for 6 months. Is there going to be an investigation instituted? Because when an allegation is made and she says she has evidence and proof, I don't know if an investigation has been done and you've been found, not culpable. Well, let me also interrogate what you said with regards to the signatories to the account. She made mention of the fact that the former chairman, Alhaji Abdulkader Abdul Salam, passed away in 2020, 29th of December to be precise. 14 million naira was paid into the party account February 18, 2021. She said that most of the 14 million withdrawn from the same account between 28th of February to 7th of March 2021, and she didn't co-sign. At the time, there were only 3 signatories to the account: yourself, the late chairman, and herself. Who signed those checks? How did those sums of amount leave the account if one signatory had passed, she wasn't aware of it, and you were the other signatory to the account? So just to respond to those things, please, because it's just so her suspension without investigating the matter, is that the process of the Labour Party? And of course, the issue of the amount of money that was withdrawn in that period.
J'ai pas travaillé toute ma vie pour être pauvre.
Yeah, we'll be back again. Just to these I would say accountability in the Labour Party. The first video was the campaign organization, which is essentially, this is what we really want. I like things like this. Come out to the open, say your mind. Let's continue. Let's listen to him.
The late chairman, Abdul Kadir Abdul Salam, passed on the 29th of December 2020. And on the 31st of December, we had a new acting national chairman who took over, Maria Lebeke. And we effected all the changes in the account. Change of signatories were effected. And that was why we were able to run the party from January 2021 to March 2021, when we had the NEC meeting in Benin, where I emerged as the national chairman of the party. All those money withdrawn between January 2021 and March were all withdrawn, and we co-signed with the acting chairman of the party, Maria Lebeke. I was the national secretary of the party at the time, and there was no way I could have withdrawn money from the account, or any person could have withdrawn money from the account without the A signatory. We were able to withdraw because we effected all the changes in the signatory. We brought in the new acting national chairman, Maria Lebeke, who co-signed all the checks with us. She equally, Oluchi Opara, was one of those who also signed some of those checks. For instance, all the money that was spent during the NEC meeting in March were co-signed between the acting chairman and the treasurer. So change of signatories were effected, and we needed to run the party. We needed to do a lot of other activities of the party as at that time. And it was Maria Lebeke that was the co-signatory to that account. These facts are very clear and they are obvious. There can be no vacuum in leadership. There cannot be no vacuum in running an organization. And therefore, immediately he passed, we had acting national chairman. You know, some of us have very shallow memory and we hardly remember some of these things. But if you go to your records, even on the news, you recall that we had an acting national chairman for that period, Maria Lebeke, who acted during that period, and she was the great number A signatory of that account. The facts are there, and then people can easily verify it.
Very quickly,
now
so the treasurer
we must.
Wasn't aware. So the treasurer wasn't
let
aware.
Let me.
No, so the treasurer wasn't aware of the change of signatories.
I have stated here. I have stated here clearly that she was aware of the change of signatory. You can go to the bank, Zenith Bank, to go and confirm. We should not sit here and just make allegations. Go to the bank and confirm who were the signatory to that account between January 2021 and March 2021. The records are there. Bank statement will not lie. Banks will not tell you lie. Even as Arise Television, you can write to the bank for them to give you the facts, and I'm sure that they will gladly oblige you. Change of signatories were effected. Oluchi Opara was aware of it. She participated in the running of the party at that time. She co-signed almost all those checks along with us and the acting national chairman. I say here very clearly that most of the funds were released during the NEC meeting in Benin. She signed all those checks. Go and verify. I'm saying so very clearly. And I can, probably I don't have that account number here. You can have that account number. Reach out to the account officer, do your independent investigation, and you see that it is very, very clear. She was aware. She's only been mischievous by misinforming members of the public of the true state of affairs in Labour Party. The picture she has painted is a very wrong picture of the administration of Labour Party.
Mr. Abure.
And I'm very sure that's why the National Working Committee is enraged by her character and her behavior. Some of these issues, when it was brought to the attention of the National Working Committee, the National Working Committee had already set up a committee to look into the matters that were raised. She left disregarded the committee and went ahead to make these allegations all around the place. She said Peter Obi intervened. Peter Obi intervened and also asked her to hold on that those issues were going to be resolved. But she left, disregarded the party leadership, disregarded the internal mechanism of the party, and decided to make these allegations that are spurious, that are baseless, on the leadership of the party.
Mr. Abure, a number of questions. No, if I may come in here, we've had you. We've had your defense. You know, you keep going on and on the same thing. Let me ask you, one, how many bank accounts does the Labour Party operate? You've cleared the air about who the signatories are at this moment. That's one. Number two, Obure, who was speaking for the party, said that there are external saboteurs involved, using Oluchi Okpara as agent. Do you know who these saboteurs are, if you share that view? And then number three, is it true? We're hearing that you want to join the gubernatorial race on the platform of the Labour Party in your state, Edo State. You are from Edo, I think Edo Central. Is it true that you want to join the race, and that's why new guidelines have been given, and the primaries for Labour Party in Edo State has now been shifted till later in the month? Those three quick questions.
Well, let me state here clearly that we have three accounts. We have one in Zenith Bank, one in UBA, and then one in Fidelity Bank. And the signatories are the three signatories. Myself as A signatory, National Secretary as B signatory, and the National Treasurer as signatory C. Yes, Obure Ifo stated clearly yesterday, and that's the opinion of the National Working Committee. And I'm sure that you have been following the activities of the party. Our major crime in the party, why people want to destabilize the party, it's not fair for me here to start mentioning names and parties here. If you follow the activities closely, you recall that the party came under attack after the general election of 2023. Obviously, the intention is to destabilize the party, disorganize it, take over the leadership of the party, and therefore destroy the very foundation of the party so that there would be credible opposition in the country. It is clear, very obvious, that a lot of people are being used to disrupt and cause chaos in the party. In Edo State, for instance, I must stay here clearly that I'm not interested in the gubernatorial race. I'm not interested, I'm not going to run. I feel that the process must be transparent, must be open, and must be competitive. I have quarreled over the years that the reason why we have failure in leadership is because all other political parties who have given us leaders over the years have lacked internal party democracy, and therefore the best cannot come out of the parties. And therefore, now that I have this opportunity, especially in the Edo State, I will ensure, acting and working with my other colleagues in the National Working Committee, that the process will be free, fair, and credible. And I feel that I have that responsibility to ensure that I do that for the people of Edo, to make sure that we get the best of the best candidates. To answer you squarely, I am not running for the office of the governor in Edo State.
All right. Okay, thank you very much for clarifying that. Now, just to mention, because a few things you talked about with regards to the accounts, you say that Maria Lebeke, who was acting chairman during that period, became signatory what month? Just to clarify. January. Okay, so it's
January.
Okay, so it's according to reports, she became a signatory in March, end of March to be precise. So just to clarify that you're stating categorically here on national TV that she became a signatory in January.
I didn't get your question. I didn't get that.
You're saying that she became a signatory in January, contrary to reports that she actually became a signatory end of March.
Yes, obviously. I took over the leadership of the party end of March. And I took over the leadership of the party
I'm talking about
on the 29th day of March.
When she became a signatory of the account? When was it, January or end of March?
January. I took over the leadership of the party in March, and therefore she could not have become signatory of the party end of March.
Okay. All right, so that's clarifying that. That's your word against this.
She became national chairman of the party, acting national chairman of the party on the 31st day of December 2020. And by January, we effected change of signatories, and she started running the account.
Okay.
She ran the account till end of March 2021, and I took over the leadership of the party March 29th, and we effected other changes in the account, and I became the A signatory. So there was no way she could have assumed signatories, or she could. There's no way she would have become signatories to the account after she has been removed from office.
Okay. All right, just again to clarify, and that's why it's a bit strange, because what you're saying today is at variance with what Madam Oluchi said when she was here with us. So one person isn't factual with the truth. So what one would have expected would be that in the spirit of fairness, the party would have investigated both claims. Because what she said when she was here on Tuesday was that she didn't co-sign those checks. In fact, she wasn't aware of those checks going out. And what you're saying today is that she was actually aware and that she did sign. So it's your word against hers, and one would assume that thorough investigation
Let me show you. You see, in law, the evidence speaks for themselves. When I was making my remarks, I showed you of checks here that has co-signed between me and Oluchi Opara. These checks were signed by, this is Oluchi Opara's signature. Last year, June, July, December, all these are the checks, sample of checks that I brought to this studio. I had to print them out yesterday from our records. All these checks I came here with are checks that are signed, co-signed between me and Oluchi Opara. There are some of the checks here that are signed by the three signatories, myself, National Secretary, and National Treasurer, which is ourselves. Some other checks are here that were co-signed between me and her. This is Oluchi Opara's signature. This is her signature, and this is my signature.
Okay, so
these are recent checks.
The timeline in
that
question,
were signed last year.
The timeline, sorry, Mr. Abure, the timeline in question, I'm not doubting that she might have signed all the checks. The timeline in question was 28th of February to 7th of March 2021 was what she questioned. Not the fact that she didn't. She said that 14 million was withdrawn from the same account between 28th of February to 7th of March 2021. Do you have any of those checks with you? Because that's what she was. That was what she centered on, not just her signing checks generally.
The reason I'm saying this is that she equally alleged that she doesn't run the party, she doesn't know what is happening in the account. I'm only proving to you that she has come to lie and to misinform members of the public in order to bring us and bring the party to disrepute. She was on this same studio and told you that she never had access to the account. She didn't know how the account was being run. And so I came here with a lot of these checks to show to you that she was lying. I have those checks that were signed between that February and March 2021. Those checks are not here. But these are public documents that you can get from the bank. I expected that you also even tell her to provide those evidence. In law, he who asserts must prove. He who alleges must prove. I had expected that you also ask her to bring the evidence to show that those monies were actually withdrawn without her signature. I have come here to show to you checks that are co-signed between us, between me and Oluchi Opara. Okay. And I've said so clearly that she co-signed those checks, and those checks are available in the bank. And you can go and find out and verify them.
Okay, Mr. Abure. Now, you know very well, I see you quoting legal principles, but you also know that it's your reputation that is on the line. This is not just about right.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, but it goes beyond right of reply.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, it goes beyond right of reply on television. Are you going to sue Oluchi Opara for defamation? Because we asked her to provide evidence, and she said, no, let me finish. And she insisted that, it's up to you to defend yourself. So are you going to sue her? That's number one. Number two is that, don't you find this very embarrassing? In the 2023 general election, Labour Party provided a rallying point for many persons who were looking for change, particularly young people. Some people describe the Labour Party as a third force, as a likely alternative. And with the iconic emergence of Mr. Peter Obi leading that process, there was a lot of enthusiasm about your party. But since the general election, it's either we are hearing Julius Abure fighting Lamidi Akpakpa, or now it is Oluchi Opara versus Julius Abure. Don't you find this embarrassing? And that you people have disappointed the people who invested so much in the Labour Party, thinking that it will be different from the existing political parties? Those two issues.
Yes, I must state here clearly that beyond just right of reply, if not that there was an insistence that I should reply, ordinarily I will get people to do the reply and put all these facts before you. But I decided to come here to make some few clarifications on all of these issues. I've said so very clearly. My lawyers are working by today. Those cases will be filed. Cases of defamation will be filed against Oluchukwu Opara, who came to national television to defame my person and to bring down my reputation. It is very clear. There's no way I could have taken this for granted. Like you said and you rightly observed, this is beyond just a right of reply on a national television. I'm going to take steps. In fact, I've taken steps already. My lawyers are filing today or tomorrow cases against Oluchi Opara. Now, to answer the second question, it is unfortunate, and I found this equally very embarrassing, that it is even those within the Labour Party that are being used to destabilize the party. Were you not surprised at the emergence of Apapa Bashiru, who rose up and simply was working against the interest of the party? Today, you can see the allegations and all the spurious allegations made by Oluchi Opara. And I'm sure this is why the National Public Secretary of the party came out yesterday to say it clearly that external factors are using some people in the party to destabilize the party. But this is not surprising in politics, where either those in government or opposition political party who are afraid of the rising fortune of the party, we want to get people within the party to cause chaos in the party. And this is truly the situation, in as much as it's embarrassing to us, but it's a challenge that is before us that we must deal with as a party. And I'm happy that we are dealing with it. You saw the behavior of Apapa and others who attempted, members of the party who attempted to destroy the case of Peter Obi in court, and they took several steps to disparage the party, disorganize the party in the process of that litigation. What does that tell you? That tells you that external hand is involved in this. And this is not also unlikely with the case of Oluchi Opara. She's being used, she's being manipulated, and it's very obvious, it's very clear. And I'm sure that very soon, those who are behind the scene will know, and it will become very, very obvious. You saw what happened to our papa in the courts.
Yes, sir.
during the court processes.
Yeah.
Oh, the people reacted and brought justice to bear right there because the people saw it clearly. And this is what is happening. Those who have, there are obviously external factors, external hands, is what is happening in Labour Party.
All right, we hear you loud and clear. This is the work of detractors. Now, following yesterday's meeting, a statement by your party also stated counter-accusations of Madam Oluchi Opara's time in office. In fact, one of the things you said was that she ran the accounting process exclusively with the former chairman, and also that there was no single document of the financial records from 2014 to 2021. And so you're accusing herself of perhaps some financial misappropriation and lack of accountability and transparency. How did this go on from 2014 to 2021 without anyone raising any alarm about this? The fact that the accounts were run exclusively, in the words of the press statement, by the former chairman and the treasurer at the time, without anyone raising any alarm?
Well, we raised alarm in 2017, and I spearheaded that struggle for accountability. If you recall, in 2017, the party was also in turmoil like this, where we fought hard, and there was forensic audit reports. I have that report here, where Oluchi Opara was responsible for the signing and transferring of money to personal accounts. All the records are here from 2014 to 2017.
Why wasn't nothing done about it at the time?
Something was done. Something was done about it.
What was done?
There was a national convention. They were all suspended from the party. In fact, the party, as at that time, 2017, I think you should go and check your records.
I've checked
in 2017, there was, please let me explain to you. Since you have asked, I think you should be patient for me to give you the answers. In 2017, there was a special national convention that was called to address all of these issues. And that national convention suspended the four of them. The crisis went on through 2018, and it took the intervention of the former governor of Ondo State, Olusegun Mimiko, and all others to reconcile the party because of the 2019 general election. It became very obvious that if that crisis continued, we won't be able to fit candidates in the 2019 general election, which meant that the party would have been deregistered if we were unable to feature candidates for that election. Therefore, putting the overall interest of the party into perspective, at the instance of Olusegun Mimiko and other leaders of the party who wanted to join the party at that time, we had a reconciliation and we needed to go back to work with Abdul Salam Abdul Kadri. She was the treasurer at that time. And those records are here. The audit report is available here. And I can also make it available. That audit report indicted Oluchi Opara and the immediate past national, the audit report is here. All the records are available.
Mr. Abure, I think, we have the matter on the table. Accusations, counter-accusations, allegations, counter-allegations. But I'm sure all those people who supported the Labour Party in the 2023 election and who continue to support the party, we just want to be sure that nobody is hiding anything. And you refer to Arise News as a national TV. No, we're international, please. Point of correction. international.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Julius
I agree with
Abure,
you.
National Chairman of the Labour Party.
Man, that was it, man. I just played that's what we accountability is good. It's good for people to raise concerns, okay? Oluchi, well, who knows what is happening? That's how it is, man. We cannot forget never. Who is right, who is correct? Is it Abure? Is it Oluchi? Is it the Labour Party? Let's watch and see. Let's wait and see. That is it. Let's wait and see. We are watching. We are waiting. That is our own. Our own is that the right thing should be done. Okay. So on the last part, man, guys, wow, question on Labour Party, Lucci, on the crisis of on the crisis, the Labour Party. Okay. There was a video too today by Channels Television. And we have the National Treasurer and the Public Secretary of, Oluchi with Public Secretary on, obviously face to face, okay? Let's listen to them. Let's listen to them, and I'll come back and call it a day, okay?
Urges that Mr. Julius Abure, who is the national chairman of the party, she alleges and accuses him of things ranging from misappropriation of funds, embezzlement. She even alleges issues of signature forgery, high-handedness, and all of that. So at some point, I'm going to show you some of the slides of all of this. So that's why we are. That's it. So that's you see Mr. Abure on the left and Oluchi Opara, who is the national treasurer of the party. Those are some of the things she alleged: misappropriation of funds, as I said, embezzlement.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, it is Shakespeare that says that brevity is the soul of wits. As a matter of fact, we have a lot to unpack in a very short time, so we'll try and keep it as concise as possible in our responses. So let me start with you, Ms. Opara. You raised this dust of these allegations recently, which led to your suspension. And maybe you have to help us reiterate some of the things you allege against the national chairman of the party besides what we displayed on the screen. What exactly did he do that you're uncomfortable with that you went public?
Thank you very much. I allege the issue of embezzlement, money laundering, and misappropriation of Labour Party finances. Labour Party is a public institution, and I also allege the issue of forgery that happened with our account number 1010-984346. And this forgery happened because the national chairman died on the 29th of December 2020. Then from 28th of February to 7th of March, the national chairman of our party, Julius Abure, forged his signature to withdraw money from that account. Yes, as at that time, we were looking for somebody to take over the party. That was when Madam Lebeke Maria came on board. But unfortunately, I want to disappoint everybody that Maria Lebeke did not have access to that account until March of 2021. And these are my letters, because national chairman was on air this morning waving documents. Please, I would love for you people to zoom into this document that I have. I would love for it to be zoomed. These are my documents that I wrote to national chairman demanding accountability. If you can zoom into this document, I would really love that, because I wouldn't want someone whereby people will think that all these are being made up. National chairman also made mention of audit reports. He waived it. He didn't show to the public. Yes, what we got from all the elections, we had 2.something billion naira. That's excluding Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo, where we got 958 million naira. Sum that up. Then the off-reload elections, we had 30 million naira. Then, this Edo election, we've gotten over 200 million naira. So sum that up. Does that make sense to us Nigerians? I want Nigerians to know that if you fight corruption, corruption will come back clapping at you. But I want Nigerians to trust me on this, to believe me, because I am in the right position to say what I am saying, that corruption has eaten deep into Labour Party.
All right, Mr. Opara, let's switch gears now to Ms. Ifa, who is sitting by your side, Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party. I'm sure you heard all she said. Are you privy to this information? Was there any time she raised this alarm? And what was done?
Thank you so much for having me in the studio this afternoon. My sister here, until recently, was our national treasurer, until she was suspended yesterday for bringing the party to serious opprobrium, disrepute in the public space. The issue of embezzlement that she raised has no basis at all. She has just changed her statement from saying that we got 3.5 billion on the sale of forms for 2003 elections. Thank God she has also expanded it now. She has just agreed that it was 2-point-something billion. That tells you the character of the person we are dealing with. But we are not going to let it lie low, because if you go back in the days past, during the era of the late Salam, in 2015, there was an audit in the party that indicted her and late Salam of unilaterally conducting the affairs and finances of the party. I have the evidence here. I will send it to you. Over 20 cases of where our national treasurer here collected money and posted to herself and to the late national chairman without anybody collaborating with them. Let's even go back to the where she was talking about when Abure assumed. Abure assumed office March 29, 2021. And there was someone that was sitting as the acting chairman. Abure was only a secretary, a nominal signatory to the account. The acting chairperson was the one that was signing an account with her treasurer.
Ms. Ifo,
where they stopped it there.
Ms. Ifo, just a minute. Mr. Opara, he has raised another issue. I don't know whether you have a quick response to that before we get to some of the merits of the case.
I have a quick response.
You're free to respond to each other at any point in time, decently, Bo.
I'm talking about is that A.A. Salam is late. He can't be here to defend himself. So I want us to give respect to the dead. Talking about that issue, Julius Abure was also in that system. And there are no evidences to prove that monies were transferred to my account. But I have a whole lot of evidence to prove that monies went to Julius Abure's wife's account, to his family's account, to his brother's account, to his personal account. I have all these evidences. I want Nigerians to believe me. Obiora Ilo here is not the right person to. Obiora Ifo is not the right person to respond to these issues because he's just joined the party. Abure handpicked him, so I don't expect anything less from him. And I had expected Obiora Ilo, being that he's preaching, Obiora Ifo, being that he's preaching transparency and accountability, he should be able, bold enough to speak up when corruption happens under his nose. But unfortunately, he's hiding it. But anyway, I know that with time, since he knows what I do not know, he'll come and explain to us what he knows that I do not know, because this is my office I'm talking about.
So, Mr. Ifo, let's come back to some of the things she has raised. I think, if we understand,
let me address one point.
Go ahead.
Correct one point. We are talking about a forensic audit released in 2015 concerning the affairs and the finances of the party, that the treasurer of the party looted the account of the party.
Can you put that up there?
It is here. It is here. It is here. It is here. No, it is. It is here. It is here.
To go to the public. Stop.
We don't need to be. We don't need to be. We don't need to. When you shout, you try to block the. Cool down. Somebody is moderating this.
You're lying, and you know it.
Somebody is moderating. And when you don't allow me to talk, I'm talking facts.
Can you
moderator, please save me. She will not allow me to talk. These are facts.
Ms. Opara, allow him just to land.
Out there.
Ms. Opara, just let him land.
To talk, ma. These are facts. Forensic audit.
Let him keep lying.
Signed. Read it. Look at the documents here. I will push it.
Push it.
Now, let me also talk about. I can hold this in very well. Let me also talk about what she was talking about, money stolen. See, the party has an auditor. An auditor, qualified auditor by all standards. And he has given out the audit of this party since 2021 that Abure came into being as the leader of the party. We are going to publish tomorrow the audit, full audit report until June 2023. Our audit has been submitted to INEC. We are clear. If she is not happy, we are even taking this opportunity to challenge every stakeholder, every leader.
All right, Mr. Ifo, let's
this audit. And
Mr.
do their own private investigation on this audit.
Hold on, Mr. If I can button on Mr. Ifo. Just a minute. Let me come back to you, Ms. Opara. Was there any time this was raised to you about this allegation? Because you have a right to respond, right? You're on live TV. Your reputation is at stake here. So he's been making allegations just like you made against Abure.
Allegations were raised. Allegations were raised. And they were on the other side. It was only me and national chairman. Later, they came back because when they saw that the allegations were unfounded, they came back to join the moving train. Talking about this thing have gone to INEC, I am not aware of that. So whose signature was used? Because they brought this thing for me to sign, and I said I cannot sign what I do not know about. So how come? Let them tell Nigerians how they were able to now send the document to INEC without my signature. These are questions to be put out there for people to understand that. Nigerians, please come out and support me on this. But trust me.
All right, Ms. Saifo, just so that
I will respond to that.
All right, Ms. Saifo, I did say that we have a lot to unpack in a short time. But just a straight question to you. When she raised these allegations, what did the party do to attend to it? Did they just gloss over it or they attended to it? Because she has said that she raised it.
They suspended me to cover up.
Yes, she raised the matter at 2 or 3 occasions.
More than that.
And at the meeting, we agreed to look into it. And we involved some other stakeholders who also agreed to look into it. Now, just last Friday, listen, that was in November, December last year. Just last Friday again, where she came up with this issue, we said, okay, that we are tired of hearing this issue, that we are there and there, NWC, we raised up an investigative panel that will give us exactly what happened. Probably, wait 1 minute.
No, I have 30 more minutes, 30 more seconds, I beg you.
Yes, we gave 1 month. And within 3 days, she couldn't even respect the National Working Committee. Within 3 days, she went on air to castigate the party.
All right.
And it will
all right.
she's the
Ms. Efo, thank you so much for your thought. Thank you. Ms. Efo, let's allow Ms. Opara have a last thought. Ms. Opara, just your last thought on this. 30 seconds, please. 30 seconds, Ms. Opara, so that you have your last say on this.
Thank you. I am the right person to say that money is being stolen. Obiora
prove it.
Cannot say this. It is my office. It is my jurisdiction. Money is stolen.
She is breaking
Ms. Efo, allow her to talk. Ms. Efo, allow her to talk. Ms. Efo, allow her to talk. Mr. Ifo,
Mr. Abure has sent money to his wife's account. I'm going to put out the accounts for others to see what I'm talking about. To his brother's account, to his company's account, personal accounts. I'm even disappointed that Obiora Ifo, who is supposed to be transparent, supposed to be accountable to the people. He's here defending what
I'm so, my apologies. My apologies to both of you. We do not have the time anymore. Definitely this conversation. Ms. Abure, Ms. Oluchi Opara, the national, Ms. Oluchi Opara, the national treasurer.
All right, guys, that's it for today. I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for watching. Please kindly like, share, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, it's on the platform and follow our TikTok also. Okay, thank you so much for watching. God bless you. God bless Nigeria.